Hey, welcome to Gameplay Interviews. I'm Ben Worley, and I can't get my friends to hang out with me unless I bribe them with video games. And that's exactly what I'm doing today with the awesome, super cool guy, good friend of mine, longtime friend, probably one of my closest childhood friends, David Morris.
What's up, guys?
Hello, and welcome. What are we playing, David?
We are playing Star Wars Battlefront. It's probably been about 3 years since I played a video game that wasn't on my iPad.
That wasn't on your iPad. What do you play on your iPad?
A lot of zombie games.
You just find zombies to be
yeah,
comforting?
I mean, zombie games just like you want to have. What am I doing right here? Am I just...
Oh, you go over to join. There you go.
Got it. Yeah, no, just zombie games where you like shoot zombies, watch them blow up. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff that's like doesn't get tiring until
Till you're 3 hours into it. Let's start with the basics. Where are you from?
I am born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee.
What do you do?
I do a lot of things right now. I mean, all of them are coffee related to some degree.
'Cause you're a roaster.
Yeah, I'm a coffee roaster by trade. That's what I consider myself, and a barista. But I mean, ultimately, like I work for Biscuit Love out in Nashville 40 hours a week.
Which is in the Gulch, right?
Yeah, in the Gulch. But I mean, we've got 2 other locations coming as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I do that. And then I also own my own roasting business, 1910 Roasting Company.
Why is it called that again?
So 1910, that was my wife and I, Joanna, our first address when we got married. So 1910 Broadway.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's very personal journey for us.
You cry whenever you talk about it?
Oh, I mean, like, there were tears shed at one point.
Right. You just got straight up bow rifle stabbed.
I don't even know.
You can pick from guns if you want. Go down, see, I got all of them. I got all these guns.
Okay.
Yeah,
but, so, yeah, like, I, basically, like, yeah, I mean, 2016, 2017 has been kind of like a weird year for my coffee career.
right.
Mainly just with being really invested in a job that I thought I was going to be in for a while, and then I found myself getting out of that really quickly and getting really unhealthy for myself, my marriage, just my overall like work ethic, and
I feel like that happens to a lot of people nowadays because there's just
I think
you get locked in a job that you didn't know would be
especially if it's something that like you're passionate about. I think it's different when it's something that like you.
It's just a job. Oh,
yeah,
that's the guy. Get him back. Yeah, revenge. That guy was just sitting there waiting for you. Actually, he was being my least favorite thing to do in games. He was sitting there camping out. Camping is such a wimp. God.
Come on, this is like 2016. We're past that. This is like that was stuff I was doing like in 7th grade.
Yeah, this isn't Halo 2, okay? Which I don't even know if anyone played Halo 2. Okay, which Pokemon is your favorite?
Ooh, Pokemon? Man, I gotta say it's gonna be like the original 150.
Right. Well, I thought it was the original 100. The poster was just the 100, or was it 150?
It's 150.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I always, I was always like a big fan of the Charizard, like Charmander,
all of those,
Charmeleon,
the
like,
Chars.
Yeah, the Chars.
David rolls with the Chars.
Mainly because I had the 300 or like 120 HP Charizard holographic card.
Oh my God! You remember what it was called?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, well, that one time, like in my life, like that card was like worth like $300.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, you don't have it now, do you?
I think it was like last time I saw it was being used as like a bookmark.
Yep.
So that's like pretty much.
Have those aged? Had wealth with age? Do you think? Are those cards worth more now?
Well, I mean, considering like the upswing with the Pokemon Go, like Pokemon Go, like yes, it's very possible that they're more popular, but I mean, really, I don't. I wouldn't even know. I mean, I haven't even like marketed.
I wonder if you can like get like an appraisal.
Yeah, just get an appraisal. Like take it to like a pawn shop
Right.
and like
on your cards.
really sketchy part of Nashville.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
What?
Oh, that same guy is a boo. Easy boo. What would you say your spirit animal is?
Man, spirit animal. I mean, I've always had a thing for wolves.
Like sexually?
Sexually. Yeah, just all the things that are against the Old Testament. No, I think I've always liked about the wolves is that, I mean, they have to have the ability to run in packs, but also like be alone, which I think is like a pretty good symbolism
Yeah.
for like humans. Like I think we need a balance of being alone, being by ourselves, but also being with people. I mean, that's ultimately like why we live, is for other people.
Right. Didn't you have like a painting of one?
I think Matt
Poster.
had
No, Matt. Yeah, Matt did.
Matt was the one who took it to the next level and had a shirt
Yeah, Matt had the shirt
of like the wolf dragon.
and maybe a pelt. He probably found a real one.
Who knows?
That Matt is your little brother, Matt Morris.
Yep.
Who we are. Me and him do music together, and we're good friends. And it's funny because we went like you and I went back and forth of being best friends with each of you in different stages of life, and it's pretty weird.
Yeah, I mean there was
a time
there was times like in high school, middle school where like we really didn't like each other.
And you basically shared a room.
Yeah, I mean he had to like walk through my room to get to
His room.
Yeah, to get to his room, and you know, I'm sure there's family issues that we could go into like just to talk about that, but like yeah, no, I mean there's really times like when I just did not like Matt. I mean, he even admits that like he didn't even like me. He would just get like so annoyed of me.
Yep. Well, but that's like every brother. I mean, my brother Matt and I shared a room at some point, and I hated him.
Yeah, and I think and that's I think any sibling. I mean, that's just being around people for a good majority. An extended amount of time. But I think it was like one of those things like we didn't like even really know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm seeing with my family as I've grown older is like, yeah, we're learning how to like deal with things. And
Isn't that? Do you think that like astronauts who are going to be prolonged in a tight space together, do they have to like go through counseling before they go?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
because
like
that's probably got like that. You can't leave.
Yeah, especially if it's like a bunch of passive aggressive people in space. Like it's just,
dude, that's a sitcom right there. You got it.
Yeah,
or a drama. It's a drama.
Or like some twisted form of hell or something. Yeah.
A bunch of people who don't want to deal with their feelings in space. What's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
Man, the weirdest dream. Honestly, like, I mean, it's like probably kind of deep for this, but it's something like, I don't even know if I've like told a ton of people about it, but when I was 9 years old, I, oh shoot.
It's so hard to say serious stuff while playing a game.
I finally.
Nice. And you almost died. And you're walking through Dioxis. Man. So keep telling this serious story.
Yeah.
Delivered.
Sweet. No, so it was like in September of 2001. I remember like having this dream where my mom, my brother, and I were like went out for the day, and like we had like this baby with us. Like this baby wasn't even like related to us, and
normal family stuff.
Yeah, like we were like babysitting it or something.
Right.
And all of a sudden, like this baby goes and like disappears. Like we have no idea where it went. Like we don't know if it got kidnapped or like just
Just terrible babysitters.
Yeah, we were just terrible. And I ended up like walking into this hardware store. Yeah,
Where's
like,
this going?
yeah, like and then so like when I walked into the hardware store, like there the baby was, and like inside the
That's how you knew you wanted to work in a hardware store.
Yep, and that's that's the story. But no, there were like these two men there who like seemed relatively nice, but were like saying hi to me, and I was like, hey, like I'm here for this baby, and they're like, oh yeah, like sorry, we had him here, and I was like, okay, well thank you, and like I remember leaving.
What?
And I was like, okay, well we found the baby, but like even though these guys seemed nice, there was something like very eerie about them. Like they were responsible for the disappearance of the baby.
Right.
Well, then we like went to McDonald's after that, my whole family, and I guess I gotta defend this person. Ow. But like we went to McDonald's, and I remember I got like a kid's meal or something, and nice one.
Sweet.
So yeah, like we got my Happy Meal, like the toy came out, like, and Happy Meals, they always serve toys with them, but I didn't like the toy that I had, so I went up to the cashier and asked if I could like trade for a toy, and so like she gave me a different one. Really have to look back and see like how ungrateful that was. Like, man, I wasn't happy with the toy that I got for a Happy Meal.
What is happening in this dream?
Well, yeah, okay, so anyways, I got this toy and we walked out to the parking lot, and this toy like all of a sudden like pops out of my hand and becomes life-size and like transforms into like 4 poles, and 3 of them fall down and one of them is still standing up, and then like I look over and the baby's crying, and then the dream stops.
What?
Okay.
What are you doing to me?
Okay, well then that's where the dream stops.
Right.
I wake up and it's September 11th, 2001.
Oh, what is happening?
Yeah.
So you basically predicted it.
Well, no, I mean, like I think it didn't really occur to me till later that day after all the disaster and chaos had happened that like, oh wow, like this is like bearing a lot of resemblance to 9/11.
Except the baby. What's the baby?
Well, I mean, I think the baby, like, if we're getting into like dream symbolism here, like,
right. Like, didn't you do that? Didn't you study that?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's always been. I did it. Like
you did lucid dreaming. Tried it for a while.
I tried it, yeah, and it doesn't. I mean, it didn't work for me. Like, and it's more of like I needed to be pretty serious about it, and I wasn't. But no, I mean, dream symbolism. Like, yes, you could argue that the baby crying was like all of America crying.
Right.
You could argue that the men who took the baby were the terrorists or something, like,
at a hardware store.
Yeah, at a hardware store.
Most hardware store employees are terrorists. Is what you're saying.
Yep. That's what I'm saying.
Gameplay. Okay, now David, let's talk about what you do with the roasting. So, like, what is like? Do you have any like good story? Like, I know from working in a cafe, there's all kinds of customers that were the worst.
Yeah.
And then there's like been great stories. Like my brother, Seth worked at Starbucks. And there was that lady that would come in at 6 a.m. every morning with her dog, and her dog's name was Diane. And the dog would walk away, and she'd go, Diane, and yell at Diane.
Yes.
Do you have any customers or had customers like that in the past?
No, like I'm trying to think. Like there's like this one when I worked at Highbrow over in Franklin. We had this guy that came in like probably maybe like 30 minutes before close.
Right.
And we were like, hey man, like how's it going? And he's like, man, I'm so excited to be here. Like I've heard about this from a friend, like, and I'm just can't wait to get over and try your guys' coffee. I'm like, man, that's awesome. Like, what can I get for you? And he's like, well, what do you guys have? I'll have a white chocolate mocha. Which, I mean, at the time, like, white chocolate mocha was like very much a Starbucks thing. Like,
Right.
You know, no one really
Makes
that except Starbucks, and for specialty coffee, like at least like I think for some people like, oh, that's the enemy. But then I was like, well, like I was trying to do I was like I kind of shied it off. I was like, hey, like not a problem. Like we actually don't offer that. But I can make you like a regular mocha. And really, I think what like was the most hilarious was his reactions. He was like, "God, I really wanted that." I was like, "Well, like what else are you kind of into?" And he was like, "Well, do you guys have like a creme brulee latte?"
What?
Which yeah,
what?
Which once again, creme brulee lattes were something that.
What is that though? What do you put? How do you?
Well, yeah, that's the thing is it was something that only Starbucks offered at the time. Like
Yeah.
it was just like creme brulee syrup or something. And I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like we don't have creme brulee syrup. And he was like, Gah! No,
He's so mad.
And like he was like, those are two of my favorite flavors. Which it's just
I
like,
put that on everything, including my breakfast and my dinner and my lunch.
and I have it before I go to bed.
Just
so like
drink
I
the
was
syrup.
just so confused, and I was like, well, like, what else are you like? And he was like, well, do you guys have Irish cream? Which, and like anyone who's like worked in the coffee shop knows that like Irish cream is like the flavor bottle that like sits
In the far back.
that like no one ever
yeah.
gets. So yeah, so like everyone, like I mean, this is more of like it was funny at the time because like his reaction, they were just like, God, those are my two favorite flavors. Like you're okay, like you're the one guy that like goes into the coffee shop and makes a barista pull out the
Irish coffee.
cream,
Irish
the Irish
cream.
cream bottle, like wipes the dust off and like has to like pry it open with a wrench because it's so crusted with like old sugar.
What did he end up?
I think he ended up like getting like a mocha or something like. But yeah, I mean it was just such like an odd.
What's the dumbest thing you ever did in high school or middle school?
Dumbest thing I ever did.
Or like craziest thing or whatever. A
Um.
good story from high school.
Oh yeah. So. You remember that little like crossing, that's a street crossing where like it would go from our entrance of Cottonwood to Wedgwood.
right.
Was it? Yeah. Was that?
Yeah, with the gate.
Yeah,
so the
with
cars
the
couldn't
gate.
go through it. But you could bike through it. 'cause
Yeah.
there's
So but
two
you could
little
bike through
entrances.
it. So.
And then that
It-
really busy street.
Yeah. So like Cotton Lane. So
Cotton
there
Lane.
was there's this PVC pipe that sat there for the longest time. Like I could never figure out what it was for.
Most likely they were fixing some kind of plumbing thing or something. The
Yeah.
big long one, you mean?
Yeah, it was that big long.
Yeah,
white
I remember
one.
that.
So,
I totally remember that. No, what did you do with
So
it?
there was one about like I was walking home from Aiden McHugh's house, and I was like, this is fun. Like, this sounds funny. I'm just gonna lay that PVC pipe out in the middle of the road,
Oh no!
and like it was like probably 10 or 11 at night.
Oh god.
So
dude.
and then I just ran home. Well, like immediately as I like walked into the door, I just heard this tire screeching like to a dead halt.
Oh my god.
And it was like even like it woke my parents up. Like my parents could hear it and everything. And I was like, oh no, like what'd I do? I just caused a car crash. Luckily, the person was wise enough
To stop.
to stop
And then
and
move
move the
it?
pipe.
Oh god.
And yeah, I mean, it's like I was like, man, I could have seriously like caused
Could have
like
killed
I
somebody.
don't know if I could kill, but like I could have like really effed up someone's like tires.
The only way you could have killed them, that was a pretty safe intersection. There's not like a huge ditch or anything.
Yeah.
They probably would have just swerved off and like, well, no, the Cottonwood sign was right there, that brick Cottonwood sign. They could have
Yeah.
nailed that. So
Yeah.
you could have killed somebody. You're a terrible person, David.
Yeah, I'm a terrible, but like I think if anything, like I like to look at it as like I taught someone to be more observant with driving that night.
Yeah. Okay, Mary Bob Kill, Belle, Pocahontas, Little Mermaid. Or Ariel or whatever.
I don't know. Are we talking about like like and when in terms of Ariel, like are we talking about
Why is that? Yes, obviously with legs.
with legs? Okay.
Obviously with legs.
Okay.
I wouldn't put that evil on you.
I don't know. Like
What, do you find mermaids attractive in that regard?
Don't tell anyone.
Don't record.
Man, I guess I would kill Belle.
Wow.
I don't
She's the artsy one. I would have thought that you would love that.
Maybe I don't know if she is, but then like, I feel like if I want to kill Pocahontas, like, there's just so many things wrong with that because she's Native American
And you're a white American.
and I'm a white American.
So you can't wait. So your guilt, not kill. Your guilt killing Belle is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, but
You can't do it out of guilt. You have to do it out of your primal instincts, David. Your primal instincts to kill Indians.
yeah, no, primal, like, I don't know. I just don't like, even though like apparently redheads are like better in bed. Like, I just don't like Ariel, so she's off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would marry Belle, and then I would bop Pocahontas.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, anything you want to plug?
They want to what?
Plug?
Tell
Promote?
And yeah, like 1910 Roasting Company.
Online, right?
You can order it's online. Stuff. If you want to go to 1910roasting.coffee, not .com,
.coffee.
Yeah, that's how we're mainly promoting is.
Do you have a Twitter or anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's 1910 Roasting Co. Yeah.
Well, David, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I have loved it, so I've loved hanging out with you.
It's been fun.
We should hang out more anyway.
We should.
And maybe I'll have you back sometime. And I'd love to have you in on Group Play, which for our listeners, you'll find out more what that is later, because it's really exciting. You're going to like it. Cool. Well, David, thanks. And we'll see you later. You just keep killing some people.